Happy morning, students. This is Mrs. Vijay from Ballalar B.Ed College, right? And I'm going to tell you about unit number 3, that is approaches of teaching from the paper Pedagogy of English, first semester. Okay, already we discussed unit number 1 and unit number 4, and now we are going to discuss unit number 3, that is approaches of teaching. Approaches, it is nothing but how we are facing a challenge, how we are dealing a problem, okay, how we are handling a problem, that is approaches. So here approaches in teaching means how we people are approaching this process, okay, how we are doing, how we are acting, how we people are performing during the teaching learning process. Okay, that is what we are going to discuss now. As per our curriculum, we have 5 different approaches. The first thing is Herbartian approach, then Morrison approach, RCEM approach, project approach, and Bloom's approach. So these are the 5 different approaches. So please remember, all these 5 approaches are very important, and we can see all these approaches one by one in detail now. The first thing is project approach. This approach, it was formulated by W.H. Kilpatrick and John Dewey, and hope you know the meaning of project, that is getting a deeper understanding of a particular topic related to academic or profession, whatever it is, we should have a deeper understanding of that particular content, that is project. If we want to do a project, we have to follow so many procedures, so that is what we are going to see. And this Kilpatrick and John Dewey, what in their point of view, what they are saying is, if we want to do that teaching work, okay, so all the content, all the information should be shared to the students only by assigning some project to them. So this is the idea of those two people. Okay, so daily they should have that field experience, they should have that practical knowledge, experiential knowledge. Through their project, they should develop their cognitive skill. So this is the theme of this project approach. Okay, so what they want to do is, based on the students' own interest and experience, they have to develop their cognitive skill. This is the theme of this project approach. In a simple way, we can say, to get a deeper understanding of a particular thing. Okay, for that, people can assign the project work to the students, right? And now, what are the 3 different steps to be followed while doing a project? The first thing is building interest, then field visit, and concluding by assessing. Okay, so first thing is building interest means if we people are assigning a project to the students, we have to build some interest among the minds, right, among the students' minds. Then only they'll show some involvement in doing that project. So the first thing is we have to build interest among the minds of the students. That is what I have given here. We people, that is we the teachers, we have to encourage them. Okay, then only the students can get some interest and involvement in their project, and automatically their interest in learning will be increased. And the second thing is field visit. This is what I said, they should have a practical knowledge and experiential knowledge. If they want to know something, they have to work in the fields also. Not only the theoretical knowledge, they should have that field work. Okay, they should have that experiential knowledge, practical knowledge. Okay, whatever we are learning from the books, it will be in a bookish form, it will be recorded in our mind, but we have to apply whatever we are learning, we have to apply in our daily life. Then only we can get that experiential learning. Okay, so that learning is possible only through field visit. Okay, and then last, concluding by assessing. And here, once we find a solution to a problem, it should be shared to the concerned people, it should be shared to the seniors or the teachers or the parents or the elders, whoever it is. We can share the information, we can make the students, we can motivate the students to share that information or the solution or the recommendations and about their findings from their project or the outcome of the project. It should be shared to the students. Then only it can be assessed whether the outcome is good or bad, or it should be improvised like that. We can share, we can make the students to share the outcome to some of them. Okay, so these are the 3 basic things. And now advantages. So if you are assigning a project to the students, that is if a teacher is following the project approach, surely we have so many advantages. The language and the mathematical skill of the students can be developed along with their social and emotional development. So social skill, it is not such a simple thing. Okay, only we make the students to form a group or to do a teamwork, then only the social skills of the students can be developed. The social skills, it's nothing but they have to mingle with others. They should cooperate with others. They should consider others' thoughts also. Okay, they should be able to understand, adjust, or they should be flexible with all the others. So all these things will be called as social skill. Only if we people are assigning a project work or a team work like this, then only the students is social skill, emotional skill, all the skills, that is cooperative skill, everything, collaborative skill, all those these skills will be developed. Okay, so that is what I have given in the advantages and disadvantages. Doing project for all the topic, it is not a simple thing. It is a time consuming process. The project may take 1 month or 2 months or even 6 months. Some projects may take year by year. So it is not a simple thing to complete all the projects within the limited time. So it is a time consuming process, and sometimes it may be too expensive also. Okay, this is the major disadvantage. So the first thing is project approach. We have seen 3 different aspects in the project approach, and now we are going to discuss about the Herbartian approach. Okay, Herbartian approach, that is John Friedrich Herbart. He is a German philosopher and educationist. He has given a great thing. Herbartian approach is only one thing, you just remember, new knowledge will be based on the old knowledge. So what Herbartian says, the teacher should verify the old knowledge, that is the previous knowledge of the students. Based on that, otherwise with the help of that previous knowledge, we have to integrate the new knowledge. This is the concept of Herbartian approach. Is it clear, guys? So the first thing is project approach. In that approach, the students should develop their interest and involvement only by having that experiential knowledge. And now the second one is Herbartian approach. Here what Herbart is saying is the old knowledge, that is the existing knowledge, should be integrated with the new knowledge. Is it clear? That is Herbartian approach. The teacher should check the previous knowledge of the students, and based on that the new knowledge can be shared to them. So this is the theme of Herbartian approach. Okay, and in Herbartian approach also we have 5 different aspects, that is 5 different steps. First, the teacher should prepare and then present the content. While presenting the content, the teacher should compare. Okay, for example, if the teacher is dealing the topic fruits, she can make use of a banana and a pineapple or a jackfruit, whatever it is. She can mention the color, the quality, the appearance, the structure, the taste, and the vitamins or whatever the particles are present inside. So she can differentiate by comparing. She can differentiate and she can list out the similarities and dissimilarities. So that is comparison. Okay, and then generalization, and at last she can come to a conclusion. That is generalization means, for example, if the teacher is dealing a particular topic titled trees, she can give so many medicinal values or the characteristic features or the structure of some trees and all. At the end, she can give a generalization. So all trees are good. All trees will be green in color. Like that, she can give a generalization, right? So that is 4th point. And the application. Application is nothing but whatever we are learning, we should be ready to apply. That is, as a teacher, we should make the students or motivate the students to apply in their daily life. That is application. So these are the 5 different steps followed by Herbartian. Project, practical knowledge, Herbartian approach, existing knowledge, that is combining existing knowledge and new knowledge. Okay, and in Herbartian approach we have 5 different aspects, that is 5 different steps. First we have to prepare. The teacher has to prepare, and then the teacher should present the content. While presenting the content, the teacher should make a comparison. It will be easy for the students to understand the concept, and after making comparisons, she can generalize the topic. Okay, and at last she can motivate the students to apply whatever they have learned theoretically. And the advantages, if the teacher is following this Herbartian approach, she can have so many advantages. She can list out some of the advantages also. This is an organized system and it can be acquired easily, and we can use both inductive and deductive method together. And recapitulation, it's nothing but recalling whatever we have seen, we can simply recall, and after that relating one thing into, as I said, comparing one thing into another, that is a correlation, okay, relationship between two different things. So these are the advantages, right? And coming to the disadvantages, it's a mechanical method. It is like an artificial thing. It will not be that much natural. And while dealing with this particular project or this particular approach, the teacher couldn't give any individual difference to the students. Okay, in this approach only the teacher will be active and the students will be passive. So it won't create that much interest in the minds of the students. So this is the disadvantage. So far we completed project method and Herbartian approach, and the third one is RCEM. RCEM approach, it's also known as Indian approach. Okay, this approach can also be called as Indian approach. Please make a note of it. This can be asked in your objective type question also. RCEM approach can also be called as Indian approach. Yes, and RCEN, it's nothing but it's a Regional College of Education, Mysuru. Okay, so in the year 1972, this particular approach was designed by the Regional College of Education, and the theme of this particular approach is the teacher should give importance to the mental abilities of the students. Okay, so in the project, practical learning, experiential learning. In Herbartian approach, combining both existing knowledge with the new knowledge. But in RCM approach, the teacher should focus on the mental abilities of the students. Remember guys? Okay, then only you can build up, then only you can extend the answer. That's why I'm again and again I'm recalling all these things. Okay, RCM, it will be concentrating only on the mental abilities. Emphasis means giving more importance. Okay, so this RCEM approach, it focuses on emphasizing the mental abilities of the students. Here also we have 4 different steps: knowledge, understanding, application and creativity. So knowledge means the teacher can share their knowledge to the students, and the students can easily understand whatever the information has been shared to them. And after understanding, they will be capable of applying their knowledge and understanding in their life. And once they are able to apply, they can create so many innovative things. So these are the 4 different steps which should be followed in RCEM. Okay, and these 4 steps can also be further classified into 17 different aspects. And the characteristics of RCEM approach, it will be useful, easy, and as I said, it will be concentrating on all the skills, that is cognitive, affective and psychomotor, even though it has some limitations. Okay, whatever it is a person or object or method or project, whatever it is, each and everything will have 2 things, one is plus and one is minus. Okay, so even this RCM is more easy and effective, even though it has some limitations also. So it is a little bit difficult while selecting the material for activities. It is little bit difficult while following this approach. Okay, that is its limitation. And the 4th approach is Morrison approach. So far we discussed about 3 approaches. The first one is project, and the second one is Herbartian approach, and the third one is RCEM approach, and now we are discussing Morrison approach. Okay, this was formulated by H.C. Morrison, and he first applied this particular technique in the University of Chicago in the year 1910. And here he also, and this Morrison approach especially can be used in the teaching of art subjects, that is history, geography and economics. Why? The reason is we have to revise the steps. The first thing is, please remember this Morrison approach can be applied in history, geography and economics. So the steps of this particular approach is exploration, presentation, assimilation, organization and recitation. So exploration is nothing but simply analyzing whatever we have learnt already. And then presentation. The first thing is the teacher should analyze the previous knowledge of the students, and then she can present the new content to the students, that is she can share the information which has been given. And then assimilation. After giving the new information, she has to combine both the old and new knowledge, and after that she has to motivate the students to learn and apply both the techniques, both old knowledge and new knowledge. And after completing this, she has to recite everything. Recite means simply remember, recall and remember. Okay, so these are the 5 different steps of Morrison approach. And as I said earlier, this Morrison approach can be applied only to the art subjects like especially history, geography and economics. Even though this Morrison approach also can have some advantages and disadvantages. So it is not a toughest task, because whenever we are using this particular approach, we can easily handle the subjects history, geography and economics, and we can make use of some traditional methods also. Traditional methods is nothing but the chalk and talk method. We all know that. That is the conventional method of teaching. So while applying that particular teaching, this aspect will be more useful. Coming to the disadvantages. And 1 minute. Yes, sorry again. Coming to the disadvantages, not all teachers are capable. So this is not possible for all the teachers. This method is not possible to be followed by all the teachers. Okay, some teachers, especially the arts handling teachers, can easily follow this thing. So what about the other subjects, science teachers and all, science oriented teachers and all? So they couldn't touch this particular approach. That is the major disadvantage of this thing. Okay. And the last one is Bloom's approach. Okay, Benjamin Bloom. This is the Bloom's approach, and this approach can also be called as evaluation approach. As we discussed earlier, RCEM can also be called as Indian approach, no? So similarly, this Bloom's approach can also be called as evaluation approach. Okay. And he concentrated on, it's like a tripolar process. This Bloom's approach can be categorized, can be viewed in 3 different aspects. Let me tell you one by one. It can also be called as the components of Bloom's approach: educational objectives, then experience, and then appraisal. Objective is nothing but the goal, what we should have in our mind while teaching. Okay, before teaching we should set a goal. This is what I have to teach. This is how I have to teach. Okay, these are the methods I'm going to handle. These are the materials I'm going to show my students. Like that, we should have some objectives in our mind. That is, we should have some target, we should have some purpose, we should have some goal in our mind. So this is the first thing. Okay, and then experience. With all those planning, we can give a good teaching learning experience. Okay, we can share a good teaching learning experience inside the classroom. So the first thing is we have to plan everything. That is our objective. And once we planned all those things, we can execute whatever we planned. We can execute in the classroom. Okay, that is learning experience. While executing, we can interact with the students. We can ask so many questions. We can give some good experience to the students. And we can show so many materials to the students. Like that, while presenting, we can give a good learning experience. That is the second one. And the last one is learner appraisal. Appraisal, it's nothing but the assessing. That is measuring the memory power or capability. Okay, how they have understood, what they have understood, all those things. So measuring, that is appraisal, learners appraisal. So that is, we have to measure the capability of the students. This is the third thing. So first thing is we have to prepare, we have to plan everything. It will come under objective. The second one is learner experience. That is, while presenting the content, we can follow so many methods and techniques and TLMs. Okay, that is learning experience. The third one is learner appraisal. After presenting the content, we can measure how far they have understood our teaching. That is learner appraisal. And the last approach, evaluation approach. Evaluation means it's nothing but evaluating the students, measuring the level of the students, assessing the level of the students. If you want to assess, what we have to do? We have to give something. Okay, we have to teach something. Then the process should happen. They have to understand. They should be able to comprehend everything. They should be able to recall everything, and then they should be able to remember everything. And then output, their level can be measured with the help of oral or written test. Through that output, we can measure their level. So only three things. How we people can evaluate? We have to give an input. That process should happen there, and then we have to measure the output. These are the three aspects of evaluation approach. Input means it's nothing but we have to give, we have to teach them. Okay, we can share the knowledge, we can teach them, we can make them to understand the concept. So all these things are input. Process means nothing. While teaching, that process, the interaction, question answer session, that comprehension exercises, making use of so many resources and teaching learning materials, that is the process. Okay, and output, at the end we can measure the students either by asking oral questions or by giving some written test. We can measure them. Okay, so we completed 5 approaches now. It will be very simple. Once we have a glance and once we listen to this audio, surely it will be very easy to you. You can easily answer the questions. Okay, we have 5 approaches. That is the first part of unit 3. We have completed that one. And the second part is organizing and planning of teaching. Before planning for teaching, whatever we have to discuss, that is what I have given here. That is, your planning should be very careful, and you have to prioritize the first thing. Prioritizing means it's nothing but to which thing, to which activity we have to give first importance. It should be written first, it should be done first. So little bit less important, second. More less important, third. Like that we have to prioritize everything, prioritize all our activities. Okay. Then before teaching, we should understand the student psychology also, whatever they want to need, whatever they want, in which method they want us to teach. Like that we should try to understand the student psychology. We should learn the needs of the students first. Based on that only we should share the content. Okay, so for that a good planning is necessary. Okay, and textbooks also, it should be based on, it should be, the language should be simple, it should be cost wise also it should be reasonable, knowledge wise it should be more, it should be filled with more content. Okay, and as per our curriculum the syllabus should be covered, and for that enough time should be given. So all these things are essential for planning a teaching process. Okay, so 3 basic things usually happened in the classrooms. One is annual planning, then unit planning and lesson planning. Let me tell you one by one. The first thing is annual planning. This is like the annual plan of a particular academic year from June to May. What are the activities should be done inside the school premises? That is the annual plan. Okay, not only the exams, all the other activities, co-curricular activities, extracurricular activities, celebrations, competitions, everything will be included in that. Okay, so coming to the unit plan. Unit plan is different from that. A unit plan means, for example, in our B.Ed program we have 4 different semesters, right? For example, for Sem 1, 5 papers will be given to them, and in each paper 5 units will be given to them. That is a unit plan. Okay, for a semester 5 papers should be handled. In 5 papers, in all 5 papers, 5 units should be given. This is unit plan. Coming to the lesson plan. For example, if I am handling term 1 exam, if we are nearing term 1 exam, what will be our planning? We have to plan for a lesson. So for this term 1 exam, 2 lessons should be handled. For first lesson, I have to take 3 or 4 classes, and for the second lesson, again 3 or 4 classes should be given. So within that allotted time, that lesson should be covered. This is lesson plan. Okay, and we have 3 levels of teaching. This is the most important question. 3 different levels of teaching. Please remember. The first thing is a memory level. So memory level means, as the name indicates, you people can easily understand that it tells more about memory. Who will memorize actually? The school students, especially the lower class students, can do, because their cognitive level is like that. They couldn't understand anything, they couldn't create anything. So whatever they listen, whatever they have seen in their book, simply they'll try to memorize. So this memory level will be apt only for the lower class students. Okay, for memorizing they have to depend on their teachers, because they should know the pronunciation, they should know how to read that particular text, they should know what to read, when to read and all. So in this memory level, as we all know, the lower class students will always depend on their teachers. Okay, this memory level can also be called as thoughtless process, because there is no place for thought or thinking there. While memorizing the concept, there is no place for thinking. Okay, only if they are trying to understand the concept, at that time only they can try to understand, they will be starting, they can start to have their critical thinking and all. Okay, so in this memory level, there is no place for thinking and all, hence it has been called as thoughtless. And rote learning means simply learning without understanding anything, that is rote learning. This is completely depends on memory, and we have 3 different levels. The memory level is the initial stage, and this memory level, it was formulated by Herbert. It is completely teacher centered. As I said, in this memory level, the students will depend on their teachers always, hence it has been called as teacher centered. And this memory level is apt only for the primary students. This also I have said already, that is memory level will be apt only for the lower class students. Okay, so there is no place for thinking and there is no gain of knowledge. Okay, the second one is understanding level, that is next to the primary level. Lower class students, the primary class students, they will be memorizing only the concept, they will be depending on the teacher. But coming to the understanding level, they will try to understand the concept. Okay, they'll start their comprehending skill also. Okay, they can develop. So this is thoughtful. As I said, memory, that is thoughtless. There is no place for thinking, it can be called as thoughtless. But understanding level, in this level the students will start to understand, so they will start to think, hence it has been called as thoughtful. Okay, in this understanding level, the students can easily interact with the teachers. In this understanding level, the teachers and the students can understand and they can interact with each other, and that memory level is completely depends on teacher, and hence it has been called as teacher centered. This understanding level is subject centered, because there is no place for rote memory, they have to understand. Okay, as I said, the memory level, it was formulated by Herbert, but this second one, understanding level, this was formulated by Morrison. Please remember guys. And the third level is reflective level. So we have 3 different levels. The first one is memory, the second one is understanding, the third one is reflective. Memory, it was given by Herbert. Understanding level, it was given by Morrison. And now the third one is a reflective level. This level was given by Biggie and Hunt. Okay, so this reflective level can also be called as introspective. This is the highest level. Please remember, the lowest level is memory level, the highest level is reflective level. Okay, so this is problem centered and the learner centered. Memory level is teacher centered, understanding level is subject centered, and this reflective level is learner centered, that is student centered. Please remember, it can also be called as problem centered sometimes. Okay, the first thing is teacher centered. The second one, that is understanding, that is problem centered. I'm sorry. The second one is subject centered, and the third one, a reflective level. This can be called as a learner centered and problem centered. Okay. And this is most thoughtful. As I told you, memory level is thoughtless. Second one, understanding, thoughtful. Third one, reflective, more thoughtful. Please remember all these things. It can be asked in your objective type question. And we have two more topics, that is unit plan and lesson plan. And let me tell you a unit plan. And a few minutes before we discussed about the unit plan also. Let me tell you the need and importance of unit planning. The teachers, if you are planning for a unit, how to handle a unit, it will be helpful for the teachers to have a holistic view. Holistic view means it's nothing but the complete. Okay, we can get a complete idea of what are the units to be covered and when it should be covered, to whom it should be covered, to whom, by whom it should be handled, like that. We should have a wholesome view, that is complete idea we can get. That is the importance. And while planning for a unit, okay, we have 4 different steps. First is content analysis, how much we have. Then objectives, okay, how it should be handled, with what purpose it should be handled. And then we can plan, and we can plan for the activities also. Okay, what are the methods we can, for example, while teaching we can follow so many methods. We can simply follow the traditional methods such as lecture method or chalk and talk method, like that and all. But nowadays we are following so many multimedia packages while teaching. Okay, then flipped classroom method, blended learning method, brainstorming method, all those things we are doing. And we can give so many gaming activities inside the classroom while teaching, right? So we are following so many activities, so we can plan for those things. While planning for a unit, the teacher should plan for all these activities also, and at the end they have to plan for the evaluation process. Evaluation is nothing but, already we have discussed that the students' capability should be measured in 2 different ways, either orally or in the written form. Okay, so these are the 4 steps in unit planning. And we have merits and demerits also. In unit planning, it breaks because a whole semester, that is for the first semester, we have 5 different papers and 5 different units, means that unit can be, if I'm giving all those things in a single stretch, means it is not possible. If I'm giving one unit for one semester, but all the 5 together, that particular one unit can consist of more than 200 or 300 pages. It is not possible for the students to manage, right? So we are breaking a lengthiest one into a small units, no? That is the main thing, that is the unit plan. We can plan for small segments, okay? And this particular unit plan can also help us to think in a scientific view, and we can improvise, the teachers can improvise their problem solving skill and critical thinking skill also while planning this thing, okay? And we have some limitations. It is not a simple thing. We have to work a lot, we have to think a lot, and we have to take more time for this unit planning and all. Okay, surely it will be a burden for the students. I'm sorry, for the teachers. The next one is a lesson plan. This is the last topic in this particular unit. It is the planning of a daily lesson, daily class. If I'm going to 10th standard now, by 12 o'clock means I have to plan, and this is the topic I'm going to deal now. Okay, within this particular 45 minutes, I can finish a poem, I can finish a grammar topic, like that. I'll be planning for that particular days, daily classrooms. I have to plan the activities, no? That is a lesson plan, actual planning, okay? And this lesson plan also has more emphasized, because it should be systematic and there should be some sequence. A sequence means a proper arrangement. Okay, there should be some logical arrangements, that is a sequencing, okay? And coming to the steps, this is the maximum, this is the most important thing. Coming to the steps for preparing a lesson plan is, first we have to frame the objectives, The objectives means nothing, that goals. These are the things I have to reach while teaching this particular lesson. So that is the objective. The next one is, after planning, we have to motivate the students. Today we are going to discuss about an interesting topic, and I'm going to tell you an interesting story. Like that we can motivate the students. It will be very useful, it will be very interesting. You can learn so many information. Like that we can motivate the students, and after motivating, we people can present. Present means we can explain. We can share the information, or we can explain the content which has been given in our source book. And after that, application. If you are teaching a grammar, okay, surely in the back side at the end of the lesson or the end of the exercises, we should have book back exercises. No, so after teaching, we can make the students to apply all those things, whatever we have learned today. By applying all those things, you people can fill this book back exercises. Like that we can make them to apply their knowledge. And after that, recapitulation. That is, it's nothing but recapitulation. Whatever we have learned, we can recall. Okay, remembering, it will be help us to remember all those points which we have discussed. So that is recalling. And after completing the session, an assignment can be given to the students. So these are the steps should be followed while writing a lesson plan. And the structure of the lesson plan is also very important. Please remember, this is the structure, and this particular structure of the lesson plan, it was formulated by Herbartin. So many educationists have framed numerous ideas for writing a lesson plan format, but what we people are following is Herbartian approach. Okay, it can also be called as fourfold approach. Remember guys, fourfold approach, that is Herbartian approach, right? So why it is fourfold means we will be having 4 different columns. While writing a lesson plan, in our lesson plan format, we will be having 4 different columns, and each column can be labeled as I have given here. The first thing is content and specification of behavioral outcomes. The third one is learning experiences, and the last one is evaluation. So these are the 4 different things. Okay, the first thing is content. The first column, the label should be written as content. The second one, specification of behavioral outcomes, and in the third column, learning experiences, and in the fourth column, evaluation. Okay, so I have shared one more model lesson plan for your reference. Okay, now this is the model lesson plan. I have given some 5 or 6 pages for your reference. Kindly have a glance, then only you can understand how to write a lesson plan. Again, I am saying this lesson plan which we are following now, it was formulated, it was designed by Herbartin. Herbartian lesson plan. Herbartian model is being followed by us, and it can also be called as fourfold lesson plan. Okay, and this is the first page of the lesson plan, and here we have to describe, we have to list out all the details which has been asked regarding our name, guide teacher's name, and the topic which we are going to deal today. Okay, in page number 2 of your lesson plan, 3 things will be asked. One is objectives, as I said, what we are going to teach now, how we are going to teach now. After teaching, how the students will be able to summarize or recall or describe all those things will be given as objectives. And then resources, what are the materials we are going to use there, that is resources. And previous knowledge, before we start the lesson, we have to check their previous knowledge, and then only we have to start the lesson. So you can see here, fourfold objectives I told, no. So this is fourfold lesson plan. 4 columns are there. As I said, that label, look at the label, content, specifications, and then learning experience, evaluation. So these are the 4 different columns. Okay, in the content page, we have to write whatever has been given in the source book. You have to write as it is. In the specifications, you have to list out the verbs which has been given in the objectives. In the learning experience, we can write the conversation between the teacher and the student. And in the last one, you can write evaluation. How will you ask question to the students? That is evaluation. After teaching something, you will be asking some questions to the students. No, all those questions will be placed on the evaluation column. Okay. And in the last page of lesson plan, you have to write the review. Review means whatever we have discussed today, you can give a small sum up. Today we have seen about, like that you can write a review. Okay, and after recapitulation, you can give the assignments. Assignments is nothing but the follow-up work, that is homework. Okay, after teaching, you can give some homework to the students, right? So this is a model format of a lesson plan. So with this we have came to an end. So unit number 3 is over in Pedagogy of English semester 1 portions. Okay, we'll deal with some other topic on some other day. Thank you for now.